How do we go from music like this to music like this? Well, let's go all the way back to the 50s, where artists like Buddy Holly and the Crickets, Little Richard, Bill Haley and the Comets, Chuck Berry, and most importantly, Elvis Presley. I mean, listen to those screams.
Elvis Presley.
Anyways, popular genres at this time were blues and this new genre, rock and roll. For the instrumentation, the drums were playing shuffles while they had an upright bass doing walking bass lines, and the guitarists were playing simple licks while most likely singing at the same time. Now on to the 60s with the British invasion. Bands like the Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, The Who, and the Beatles were popular. These guys were more energetic, and I feel like they were more distinct from each other than the 50s. The guitarists started using power chords, and their amps used more distortion, or gain as some people call it. And they started using electric basses. Now on to the 70s, where bands like Black Sabbath, Marvin Gaye, Jackson 5, we'll get to him later, the Cars, and Rod Stewart were experimenting with more pop elements, and new genres were being explored, like funk and disco with Earth, Wind and Fire and the Bee Gees, respectively. Then on to the 80s, where we see artists like Van Halen, Phil Collins, Metallica, Madonna, and Michael Jackson. These artists were very flashy, and we're also starting to see that metal is getting heavier and pop is getting happier. And there's more electronic elements in the songs, like electronic drums and synth effects. And on the metal side, we're starting to see more shreddy solos. Now on to the 90s with artists like Nirvana, Mariah Carey, Pantera, and Alanis Morissette. Most artists at this time were quote unquote alternative, even though people still don't know what that means, and some people consider it the golden age of music. And these guys actually hit #1 on the Billboard charts with their album Far Beyond Driven, considered to be the heaviest album to hit #1. Pretty interesting. And the 2000s with artists like Linkin Park, Nickelback, yes, Nickelback,
Nickelback makes me want to kill Nickelback.
Britney Spears, System of a Down, and Eminem were experimenting more, and we're starting to see genres like rap, hip hop, and pop start to become more mainstream. Now, the 2010s, where artists like Drake, Justin Bieber, Ed Sheeran, Rihanna, and Taylor Swift. Just kidding. Anyways, lyrics at this time seem to be more upbeat, and genres like EDM are more popular in this decade. Now to the 2020s, the present day, where artists like The Weeknd, Olivia Rodrigo, and Billie Eilish are popular. And genres like pop and rap are really popular, and songs at this time seem to be about breakups a lot. These artists have a super polished sound, and they have a lot of layers to it. And that is the end. Let me know who you would put on this list.